Okay, so today we're going to be going over multiplying matrices. First, we have to go over what are matrices. Matrices are arrangements of numbers into rows and columns. To multiply matrices, you would first have to check if the operation would be valid. You can do this by looking at the columns in the first matrix and making sure they're equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. If they're not equal, then the operation is invalid. Next, you look at the number of rows in the first matrix, the number of columns in the second matrix to define the dimensions of your answer. Finally, you simply multiply the rows of the first matrix by the columns of the second matrix. This may sound complicated right now, but it's easier to explain once we get into the examples. For our first example, we have to multiply a 2 by 3 matrix by a 3 by 2 matrix. The first thing we should look for is if the operation is valid. We can see that A has 3 columns and B has 3 rows, which are equal, so this operation is indeed valid. Next, we notice that A has 2 rows and B has 2 columns, which tells us that the answer will be a 2 by 2 matrix. Now we are going to start multiplying. We're first going to multiply the first row of A by the first column of B. This gets us 8 times negative 5 plus 1 times 0 plus 2 times negative 11. Next, we're going to multiply the first row of A by the second column of B, which gives us 8 times 1 plus 1 times 2 plus 2 times 7. Third is to multiply the second row of A by the first column of B. This gives us negative 5 times negative 5 plus 6 times 0 plus 7 times negative 11. Finally, we multiply the second row of A times the second column of B, which gives us negative 5 times 1 plus 6 times 2 plus 7 times 7. We then simplify this matrix into negative 62, 24, negative 52, and 56, which is our answer. Now, to move on to our second example, we're going to multiply a 2 by 3 matrix by a 1 by 3 matrix. First, we check if the operation is valid. Here we see that A has 3 columns, but B only has 1 row, which makes the operation invalid. Since the operation is invalid, we are left with no solution. Okay, that is how you multiply matrices.